getting all prepared, getting my thoughts together, and I am ready for this one right off the shoot. But I am going to already take a tangent on this angle, as you would expect, Michelle. And just, when we're talking about leverage, the first thing a lot of people love to talk about is, oh, technology, leverage technology. We can reach the masses. It costs us nothing to send out emails. And I'm coming from the business angle a little bit right now, so might have to shift gears just a tad. It's coming from the business angle. Mass emails, you can send text messages out. All this stuff is automatic. And oh, how we love the leverage of automacy, right? I don't know if I just made that word up or not, but it's
You
early.
did, but it's great.
Automacy.
Automated.
I need to write that one down. Automacy, right? I mean, mass email. And, here's the thing, all of those methods that a lot of people use to get their message out, whatever that message is for, if it's to help people, if you got some way to help people work through things. Again, I come back to all the time, what is your product or your service or your thing? It can be a charity that you're supporting, right? Any of those things, and you want people to contribute and you want them to benefit from it, and you're helping other people out through a charity, or selling a house, helping people get the most equity out of their house. And yet, all of those methods, it really goes back to old school. What's the marketing headline and what's the call to action to see how many you can capture? In fact, just look at your email today. Watch your email today. Watch how many emails you select a chunk and you delete. And right before you delete today, I want you to skim through, and somebody in there is showing you how to amplify what you do, make $1 million, sell 100 homes, whatever it might be. You're about ready to delete something that's going to blow your business up, right? So all this mass stuff goes out, and in 30 years of doing this, you can expect around a 1% return. If you mass mail, it's probably like a 1/4% return. Of all the pieces that go out, less than a 1/4% will respond. Whenever you send out emails and stuff, it's always a 1 or 2% return. In real estate world, internet leads, around a 1 to 2% conversion rate. At the very best, with the most intense technology leverage that I could even fathom, maybe 3% conversion rate. And so in my world, I'm going to tell you from what I can tell, this will always be this way as long as we all live. So here's the type of the leverage that I want to talk about today, and it's adding the personal touch back in, because we are all human beings. We have a heart, and I don't care how tough you are, that heart is still in there, and it feels good when somebody touches your shoulder or puts their arm around you or whatever it might be. So, this is going to be the amplifier conversation of leverage, and it is the telephone. It is this little cell phone thing in your hand, that not to pull up your contacts and just blast out a message. Like right now, if we went into our friends that we invited into the clubhouse room, but we picked up the phone and called them instead, leaving the West Coast people alone because they're what, 4 a.m. right now. We probably let them sleep in, unless you knew they were awake, right? You could pick up the phone and call them and go, "Oh my gosh, this conversation in the Achievers Breakfast Room is amazing. I hope you can jump on." If we called 10 people, how many of those people might go, "Holy crap, if they called me, I better jump in that room"? So I just want to put the power behind what a phone call is. So in my words, and when I share with people, you get a 10x return. You get to amplify it 10x when you pick up the phone and they hear your voice. And here's like a simple example. If I were sending out a message to, first day of school and moving in your home to be closer to school, and it's like the kindergartners are getting on the bus and going to school, and it's like, this is the perfect time to move close to school before school begins, and I send out a postcard. And what would be my return on that? How many people with first time home or first time kindergartners would see the message? First of all, right? How many of them have first time kindergartners going to school? Secondly, how many of them will actually see the message? And thirdly, how many of them would be compelled enough to call to find out something about whatever that is? Where if I'm calling through my database and I know like these a dozen, 2 dozen people have kindergartners, you can pick up the phone and call them and say, "Oh, I know school's coming up. This could be the week before, whatever you want to do to get a hold of these people, right? Whatever your product or service is that you want to help parents with kids going to school with, right? Whether it's getting a free backpack or a fundraiser where you're where they are making backpacks and putting all the school supplies in and stuff like that. I mean, the people that are going to contribute to that are the people with these kids in school, right? They see the benefit of it. So picking up the phone and calling through the database of the people that have young kids in school and or have had young kids in school that are now advanced through, and I pick up the phone and call 100 people, I'm probably going to get 50, 60 donations easy. If I blast out a message to those 100 people to contribute, I might get 10 people to contribute. So, my leverage conversation today, and we'll see where it goes from here, because we've already got several different angles on the table now of talking about leverage, is the amplifier is the personal touch. So, then now I'll just finish that by saying, and technology does provide the leverage to remind you to put the personal touch back into everything that you're doing. So it's the amplifier leverage piece that I wanted to share with you guys this morning.
Ooh, Brad, thank you. That was awesome. And you know what? I never thought about even like correlating little pockets like that and making phone calls, going old school. You know, I just feel now like I need a rotary dial phone, and that'll just really bring people back to a different time. Some of us.